broadcast network, AfterBuzz TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment. AfterBuzz TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing aftershows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows. Interviewing celebrities and showrunners. And bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
It all falls down.
Okay, I gotta take over from Megan.
Yeah.
Megan's not here.
Down.
All right, Megan, this is for you.
Oh,
You gotta make it
it all falls down. All right.
It all falls down. Hello, guys. Welcome to another after show for ABC's Blackish.
Nice.
We are here and loving this last episode. Oh, we are ready to talk about it. I'm your host, Courtney Tezeno. Keep in touch with me at Teznos on Twitter, Instagram, all social media. And I am joined by my lovely co-host.
Hey, girl.
Hi, everybody. I am your host, Sharprintace Lynn. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Sharprintace Lynn with 2 N's.
What's up, guys? It's your host, Stacy Ike, ready to chat. Have my phone charged. You guys can check me out on Twitter and Instagram at OneTakeStace.
All right, and use that hashtag ABTV Blackish. And for everybody just tuning in, be sure to like and subscribe. You can listen to us on iTunes. We have a lot of places where you can keep in touch with Blackish.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's dive right in. This one was called Keeping Up with the Johnsons. Now, when I first saw this title, I thought we were going to get some Kardashian vibes, and I was very, very happy that was not how this went.
Yes.
Whew, okay, so how first of all, overall theme, one word, what did you think of this episode?
Necessary.
Relevant.
Like, yes.
To a T.
To a T, because black people and our money, our spending habits are, I wasn't even thinking about this. I'm so happy they touched on it.
I was.
You
After
were.
Christmas, I was like looking at my bank account like, Jesus be offense. And I'm like, and then I realized, and I just had this conversation literally just a second ago with a coworker, and I was like, you know, you can't spend like that. And and that's what I was doing. I was spending, not planning, and just like, oh, I got it, so I'm about to ball out. And and then Christmas came and I was broke.
I think timing was wonderful because come on, tax season, everybody thinks that they about to be balling with their refund checks. But no, I'm very glad that we went ahead and talked about this because black people, we need to get our finances together.
Yes.
Not just black people because it's blackish.
Right.
Yeah.
We need to get our finances together. Middle class America. Come on.
Yes.
I thought the episode was so, like, I don't think, first of all, laughing, the realness, the way everything was shot, the word, like everything. I had so many quotes, just like Courtney said earlier, so many quotes to write down, so many points, and I did not expect to. You know, sometimes when we watch the show, it's easy to just like have fun and come on and chit chat about it, but I had so many things to say.
Yeah.
Like I even wrote down my mom's number. I said, call her later. Like we have to talk about it. So I mean, I am so happy. This episode was awesome. I think it might have been my favorite. Grandma Ruby was the only thing missing, but other than that, really, really good.
But we did get a surprise appearance from Bo's mom, which was really nice. We've been begging for that, so that's good.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go ahead and talk because the first quote I saw in this episode was, I mean, we have these spending habits because we didn't get a paycheck for 400 years.
I wrote the same one down. He had a point. I was like, well, maybe that's it.
Maybe that is what.
Maybe we was like, oh, we got money now. We gonna spend. We ain't used to having, but that's what it is. We're not used to having money.
But why are we not used to it? Everyone's not born into the same type of family. We're not used to it as a culture.
Majority.
I mean, I think
at the culture.
I think that's what they were trying to say in this episode is that it's a cultural thing. We feel like we have money, we need to spend it, and I think we need to break that because Pops made a good point. They were living paycheck to paycheck back in the day, and that was acceptable. Like, we have overcome. Come on.
Yes.
Right. Heck yes,
but now,
girl.
like he said, it's our job to be financially responsible because come on, for everyone that has gone off and gotten an education, there's no excuse now. We're educated enough. We need to pay attention in our business classes and really take care of our families.
We're supposed to have kids next.
Exactly.
Like, it's our point. So that was such a true statement. I felt little bad because I definitely yelled at you guys, not yelled at you guys, but yelled with you guys just a few months ago about my finances and about tax season and like just not knowing what to do. And I realized, definitely took that business class though.
Yeah.
So what did I write down? Like, you know, so that,
And I think for me, I felt how Bo was feeling. It's something that you kind of feel ignorant about.
Right.
You don't know how to really approach it. No one's really taught you. And not that our parents haven't taught us, but it's just something that you kind of have to go and really seek that type of information. It's not something that's going to fall into your lap. And so we just think like, oh, as long as I have enough.
But see, no, my thing is, and I wrote down that too about teaching, about, you know, our parents not teaching, about what Pop said. If it was like that, I know with my parents it was like that. They didn't have finances to plan for. It was, as long as you got a roof and food, like that's it, because that's where all the money's gone. We don't have no extra money to figure out if stocks and bonds. So I never learned about stocks and bonds and financial planning, and that's when I wrote, it's not up to our parents to teach us, because they weren't in that situation. They weren't blessed with the opportunities that we have. So it's up to us to learn about finances and do the financial planning and then teach the next generation.
And be diligent
so we can be
about
better.
It. Yeah, I think we just really forget about it. No, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, we can really make our dollar spread and stretch if we really take the time to learn about what it means to be responsible, because the paycheck to paycheck, we are in an economic downfall, whatever the term is. It's just not the time to not be responsible with finances.
Well, what I couldn't understand is, at first when the episode started, I thought that they were over exaggerating a bit because they have a nice house, they have a nice life. One moment you guys had didn't get paid and everything's ruined. Like I was like, you guys got to be a little bit more prepared than that. But then, you know, later in the episode when he was talking to Pops, he was like, basically we live paycheck to paycheck. Even though they're bond paychecks, we spend them so fast. And I was like, okay, this correlation makes a lot more sense, because I'm thinking you and Bo have great jobs. You are obviously paying the mortgage and you're doing this and whatever. But what he was trying to say is, we get it, great, and then we spend it, great, and then we're back to the same thing in 2 weeks or whatever. And I was like, that's too familiar.
Yeah.
Now look, here's the thing that I noticed in the episode. Why is it that we as a people, and not just black people, we as in our class, middle class, we try so hard to look like we have it all together, and when they realize that they looks like they have all their stuff together, their kids are taken care of in private school, they really don't. So why do we feel like we have to look a certain part, have the latest iPhone just to fit in?
That was the quote I put down, and this isn't for middle class, it's for black people. We dress the part to get the part.
Okay.
And that's what I feel like, because I feel that in this industry and in my life, like I feel like if I don't look the part,
all the way together,
no one's gonna take me seriously. They're gonna be like, oh, look at this poor little black girl. And it's like,
there is that stereotype. And I'm glad that they're talking about it, because that's one thing that black people are so proud of. We are proud. Everything is on point.
Hair on fleek.
When you said not, I literally wrote down not repeating an outfit once. I was like, that's like a compliment. Like because I don't do it. I don't do it. So
you see, you mix and match.
You mix and match. But I'm saying, like, I'd heard. Of course, it's not like I'm not balling out of control by any means. I'm just saying that I'm a frugal shopper, but I'm a shopper, and that's the point. Shopping is unnecessary. Like when Dre was like, oh, I can't lace shoes, I was like, oh my god, you guys, there's so much to change.
And then Yara had your shoes,
and I haven't even broke them in. I got them 6 months ago. Anyway, continue. I just felt so much this episode. Very, very good. Very, very good.
I think it is true. It's a good point that they brought out, is that we feel like we have to, what was the exact quote? Dress the part just to get the part.
That you already have.
That
don't
you already have.
That part,
oh, for sure. And it's something that I don't think everybody can really understand, but honestly, black people, when you get it to a certain level, you have to be perfect, because you already stand out. You can't change the way that you look, but you already stand out. So I feel like us dressing a certain way makes us feel like, not that we blend, because black people, we stand out with our clothes, but I feel like there's just a certain level that we have to be at that not everybody else has to be at, and it is true. It's true.
I agree. No,
it's very true, because a white guy can put on a outfit and Kirkland's, and then you can put a black man right next to him in the same outfit and go into a job interview, and I guarantee you they're going to look at this black man a lot differently than they're going to look at the white man, because of the color of his skin. And because now, if the black man put on a suit, like a, Stacey Adams or something, head to toe. Stacey Adams really ain't that. I don't know. But, a nice tailored Italian cut suit, Dolce Gabbana, Gucci something. Yeah. And then Kirkland's, I mean, then maybe you'd be like, okay, maybe we can see, you know, it'll be on an even playing field then.
I mean, you see it at all the war. I mean, again, we're speaking from a perspective of our industry and kind of where we live. I think this is also a wide thing too, but our experience comes from what we've been dealing with and what we've seen. And so I think the most time I notice this is when we do stuff like award shows or things like that. I saw a celebrity recently, which I will not name. He's amazing. He's a white male, and he had this amazing suit on with tennis shoes on. Don't tell me that Will Smith could walk up with some tennis shoes and you guys wouldn't be like, what's going on, bruh? You know what I mean? So it just
into this.
Yeah.
No, and that isn't even. It's not even just
interesting.
award shows. I mean, let's throw it back to high school prom or people that are just trying to go out. There is a certain level that you have to be on, and you're just not gonna get in here. And honestly, like the cool surfboard. I'm thinking Beyonce, y'all. The cool like surfer boy and like just casual. That's acceptable. That's a thing. That's a stereotype.
a whole now genre, right?
Yeah, that's a whole genre for a lot of white guys.
Yeah.
But for a black guy, you show up in some shorts. No.
Right.
So why is that? That's what I want to know. Why is there such a distinct difference?
I don't know.
Who do
that's
we
what
talk
you guys
to?
need to tell
For
us.
real.
I don't know who we talk to. I mean, us as black people, we perpetuate the stereotype too. Let's think about in school. If you don't have the fresh, and when we were growing up, the fresh white Nikes on the first day of school, and you know your fresh first day of school outfit, then you won't pop it. And it's
you can look shitty the second, third day.
Right. But it's like, and your friends were like, no, you have to wear your, and it's like you felt pressured to do that because your friends were all like, you know, you have to do it. Even to this day, we perpetuate that stereotype, and we gotta get out of it, I guess.
I don't think we have to get out of it. I think we need to shop less, and we need to be more financially responsible. We don't have to have the name brand everything. And I don't think black people do that.
I personally am so over all that. I don't need all the name brand stuff.
But that's you. That's not all black people.
Yeah.
But Jordans, y'all don't need to stay in line for those
Jordans.
And ladies, I don't know what our thing is. Yes,
Louboutins are definitely.
We got to stop that. You can't have all the latest everything.
Yeah.
I think being balanced is key. The key thing I learned from this episode.
I think that's. Oh my God, this is another point I just thought about. When you said being balanced and like not necessarily staying up with the latest thing, all I think of is iPhones and how smart the Apple company is in general.
They got every last one.
To have
I got
every
the
6
6S,
months
and I
to
have
have
the
an
6.
update. You just had.
Let me tell you, people.
It's
I
not
had the
you,
6.
it's just us.
No, but I'm saying I had the 6. I went and got the 6S. It ain't worth it. It's really not. Nothing really changed.
You know what I mean?
I paid that much money for what?
It's great. We just they have sunk into that idea that everyone wants to be cool and everyone wants the next thing. And I don't even think that applies to just black people. I think that's a people thing, which is why, I mean, because I don't think the Apple Store can just succeed on like, oh, black people buying our stuff. They succeed because we are all every 6 months getting a new phone.
But the thing is, since everything is becoming online, it is becoming a necessity to be up to date on the latest app. Even with Apple, you have to update your stuff all the time, or you get shut out from regular things that you're used to doing. So Apple is smart. They are genius.
We all got an iPhone, so
they're genius.
Yeah.
But I think they know that, and that's a marketing tool that they have. We're gonna put out the latest and the greatest, and we're gonna shut down your stuff slowly because y'all, my phone exploded before I upgraded. I'm talking about went to sleep, had it on the charger. This thing is bulked up, and you need your phone to get around. Or at least me, I'm not going to the old-fashioned map. I need my GPS. So that's one way that they've gotten us. But that's besides the point. Let's talk about Bo and her family.
Okay.
Because wasn't this the first time we saw Bo and her mom?
No,
we
mom
saw her
came
at
for
Christmas or Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving.
Okay. Well, we see that they're on Skype, and I love how they paralleled the two. That they had the same thing going on.
Yeah.
What did you guys think about that mother-daughter conversation?
Beautiful.
It was beautiful.
Yeah.
It was weird, but it was
beautiful.
They're
weird for sure. Yeah.
She's like, get in front of the camera so I can read your aura. And it's like, what?
That's weird, but it was cute.
It was cute. It was very cute.
Yeah,
but it's nice to see that that even because Bo and Dre come from two completely different backgrounds, both black but different lifestyles. So I love that even Bo has issues with talking about money, and that's something I'm gonna get personal. That's something I struggle with. Like I kind of itch when we have to talk about money because it stresses me out.
Yeah, I agree.
And I don't know why. I have no idea why it stresses me.
I love money. And it's so funny watching what Bo Bo and Dre did, and they was like, you split it up. Because with my ex, when we were together and we lived together, it was kind of like that. It was like, I'm a better money planner. I can do the money, you handle, other stuff. And that's how we did it. We split it up. I took the money, he did that. And it's, I don't know, probably because I'm a math nerd. I just love like numbers and stuff. So I love like a lot of money. And my mom does this little thing where she has all these little folders because I don't know why she doesn't want to put her money in the bank, but she has
that we're gonna get on that,
right? But she has folders, and she just like, vacation, and she just puts her money, in there. And
well, see, that sounds like it's fun. I think it freaks me out because I'm trying to save, and I put this amount of money towards this, and it just scares me talking about just the planning for the future. You never feel like you're prepared enough, so just talking about it in the present scares me, which is bad on my part. And I think a lot of other people, as we can see with Bo, struggle with the same thing.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, we definitely do.
I thought it was interesting that you just said your mom, I mean, Courtney's probably going to say the same thing about your mom not wanting to put her money in the bank. Because I used to make a joke about that, saying that I would always start putting my money under my mattress. Because I was like, the bank it just never felt like enough. You would go and you'd be like, I definitely have $140.
No.
$369.
I'm convinced.
What?
I'm convinced.
I'd be like,
no.
What did I didn't do anything.
So y'all feel like Bo, where her parents taught her that money is pretty much the root of all evil, where it's like money is about love. It's a bridge between love and war.
No, I love money. It's just the bank I'm not too sure on. I'm sure Wells Fargo has dipped their hands in my account a few times because I have been like, I know I have $123.22 in my account.
Girl,
and sure enough.
And when it says $15.87, you'd be like,
what?
You guys.
Like, what?
The fees cannot be that bad. That's the only thing that I like vow by. I got a bank account at a very early age, so I am just like, put it there, not necessarily let it sit, monitor it and whatnot. That's one thing I'm good at. I don't overspend unless it's food, y'all. I'm guilty about that. But I don't overspend with the shopping and all of that. So I don't know. I just don't like talking about it because I don't know about it. I'm ignorant to stocks and charitable. What did they say? Charitable donations. Yeah. I mean, I need to get put on pretty much.
Charity. Well, I can say if you keep donating to charity and your tithes is charitable, you don't, and then you can write those off. God ain't mad about that. Just make sure you tithe off your refund check.
Right.
But
nice. That's so smart.
Hey. So I mean, if you give charities, then you write that off. That's why so many businesses and so many people are like giving so much in December because they're trying to go ahead and get it out so they can write it off this month for taxes.
Okay.
So much to learn. Okay.
Let's quickly talk about the kids. Wait, before we talk about the kids, let's talk about Dre and Bo because they threw some slugs at each other where we had our mouths were dropped.
That is a no-no.
Pretty much. So they started throwing some slugs at each other because money wasn't right. And we know when money is tight, people start arguing.
People get angry.
That's the number one. That's one of the main causes of divorce. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I was like, hold up, we're being a little too real. He said, I said, yeah, that's.
He said we're gonna have to talk about the waxing and the. That was wrong.
I said save on Drano. Her whole life, though.
Like that was mean. That was low blow.
But she did talk about his diet. She came back. She talked about his diet. So why is it we do that? I mean, it's not. I'm not even why. It's just when we get older, the men start having the dad bods, and the women they start getting hair because of hormones.
I mean, listen, it ain't easy.
Yeah, it's not easy being either of those people, and I thought it was just so funny because everything. Just their relationship this episode was so beautiful. It was I wrote down, they have such a great young parent vibe. Like they were young parents, but they were still like, listen, it was like kids had their own thing and the parents had their own thing. And I like that they have a relationship that goes beyond just having kids.
They look like they were trying to figure out life.
Yeah, really trying to figure out life. So I thought that was
beautiful.
such a beautiful depiction of that. But it was so funny because when she was, when they get angry, you see what happens, And even later when she came back and said, I thought I was married to a man that handled business.
That was low. That was a low.
I don't know.
I was so disappointed in Bo for saying that because as a man, and that all they carry is their pride, and their pride is everything, and to provide and to be the smart one and to be the strong one, and then you just pretty much took his balls and just was like to snatch them off and threw them in the trash. Like that's not right. But I mean, not right.
I saw you guys' reaction, and I was like, but sometimes you gotta say something. Y'all were like, no, and I was like, oh.
I think it's some things you not that you have to keep you have to say it a certain way. You don't keep your mouth shut in marriage. You gotta be honest. Yeah. But you have to say it a certain way, and that just wasn't the way to say it. But that brought up the point of, I feel like, I feel like women, it's kind of a gender role. Hold on, what did I write down? Maybe the women should be handling the finances, because I feel like a lot of women go into relationships like Bo's mom, where she lets her man take over, and now they live in an RV. Yeah. And that's not what you thought that your life was going to be. So I feel like instead of it being like, oh, I thought I married a man because of business, the roles have reversed. Look, if you're better in this area, then you take that on. If you can make a bomb sandwich for the kids and you're a man, you make that sandwich.
Right. Exactly.
So I feel like that was another thing that they touched on that I really liked, is that she's learning from her mom that you do not have to do it the way I did it, because you might be living in an RV, or you're going to be not even in an RV, but you'll be living the way that he thinks it should be. Let's go ahead and do this together.
Yeah, and that's how, I don't think it's a matter of, whether the woman does it or the man does it. Like you said, it's a matter of whoever does it best. And you guys, and why you get married is because one person has strengths in an area that you don't. And so you guys just kind of click. And it's like finding out who's stronger in the financial part. And if it's the man, then he does it. If it's neither one of y'all,
figure it out.
Y'all figure it out or call James Brown.
But that's what I was going to ask. So sorry, I know we have a little bit of time, but did you see the contrast between the financial planners? I was like,
James Brown,
what's up with this, bro? What's going on?
So happy to
the
see
guy
him
at the
too.
office happens to have a way better one. I was like, y'all, this is craziness. But it was very funny just seeing like what was important to him versus the other financial planners.
Exactly. It was great. The kids, one word on what you thought about the kids and how Junior was handling them probably having a meltdown financially.
I wish I could figure out the word. I don't have one.
I got one. Dothraki.
What did you say?
Again, this episode, Junior was weird as shit.
He was a little weird.
I don't get it.
Yeah, I didn't understand what they were doing with Junior's character. We keep wanting a stronger, not necessarily a stronger male, because he's 14 and we get it, and he's all going through that stuff, but he's not. It's like almost a joke a little bit. Is that weird to say? I couldn't figure out what I thought about his character today. I wasn't really understanding what was going on. Funny because there was a collaboration between the kids and scenes, but him alone, I was like, I don't really get what we're talking about.
I don't know.
It's just me.
Okay,
anyway.
you guys, we have run out of time. We wish we could continue to
So
talk
many
about
great
Blackish
points,
and get into some predictions, but you guys, go ahead and leave your predictions below. Let us know what you thought about this episode, and tweet us. Tweet me at Teznos and use that hashtag ABTV Blackish. Where can they find you guys?
Hello, everybody. Make sure you tweet me, Instagram me at Sharprintace Lynn with 2 N's.
Hey, you guys, thanks so much for watching. You can check me out on Twitter and Instagram at OneTakeSace. And it doesn't matter what your budget is, do not give up your hair products.
Look at that quote. Peace. See you guys later.
Yeah.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Megan.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.